my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the
Everybody
procedure,
stay calm.
everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm!
Wait.
Everybody just calm down!
So after many months of waiting, it's finally here, the Boombox 3. So the last weeks I get some updates from JBL, also from some retailers. It should be here very soon. Somehow one JBL employee said like it will be next year maybe. Not sure why he was saying that, but okay. So yeah, let's just unpack it. And I do have to say that the packaging is pretty big. Of course it is a big speaker, but yeah, it's a little bit bigger than with the Bomber, and also the Boombox 2 was a little bit smaller, the packaging. So there are already some people that like say it's a little bit disappointed or it's good but still has some like the Boombox 2 issues. I first have to test it out, of course. I do think that the overall packaging of JBL speakers is still great and yeah, very well protected. For example, like here, yeah, it's pretty cool packed. So let's take the speaker out. I'll put it there. So I had to remove my camera very far away from me so it fits all in a frame. It's yeah, a big box. And you also have to see me unpacking it. So you have the quick start guide, and then let's see if the power cable is inside. Yes, there it is. But I'm just looking if there is also something else. No, that's it. So it has the same kind of power cable now as with the party box, because it's just so big now, this speaker, that they were like, let's just do an AC direct cable. So that means that like the powering circuit is now built inside the speaker. So pretty cool. So let's put this all back in, except the charger, because I may need to use it. But yeah, this is just like actually very impressive packaging, but also a little bit weird that they put so much paper on it. So let's put this box aside and then let's go see what the big boy looks like. The renders were a little bit like okay, but when I saw the renders I was like, it doesn't really look very cool. But I did see some real pictures, and yeah, if I see it now in real life, the overall design is fine. I do think that with this price tag, it's around 500 euros plus minus. It's maybe even a little bit expensive, really depend on where you live. They do need to have premium build quality. And I already noticed some premium material. For example, the handle is now made out of metal. This is even better build quality than the Xiaomi Bomber has. The sides are rubber material. There's some plastic. Of course you have the big fabric cover. I do have to say it is heavy, but it's still manageable. Really, like I can carry it with one hand if needed. But yeah, a boombox is definitely not to put in your backpack. So yeah, I think we should set it up with a different lens also, so it's a little bit cooler looking. And then I will talk about the speaker afterwards. So after doing some audio testing, I've noticed a few things. So first off, the overall audio quality is, for JBL standards, decent. But there are a few things I like to say in detail. The bass is there, and the bass is a little bit better in high volumes. So with the Boombox 2 you really like lose the bass at high volume. But this speaker has one thing much worse than the Boombox 2, and it's the treble problem. And I'm not sure why JBL is doing this, but if you put on high volume, as with the Boombox 2, this one's even worse in my experience. The treble is so harsh, it's so overpowering. It's just, I'm not sure why, because the mids are fully gone, I would say, on high volume. It's just like bass boomy speaker, but there are no highs. It's just, or I mean there are too much highs. There are highs, but it's just too harsh. And I'm not sure why, because let's just face it, it has a decent amount of speakers inside. So it has a three-way system, and a lot of people were like, oh man, this must be great. It has a subwoofer and it has mid-drivers and tweeters on top of those mid-drivers. But honestly, I don't really hear a real difference in this audio, because it sounds fine. It's really not a bad speaker, really not. But the treble harshness, they still have it, and I'm not sure why. Even if you use EQ and push down the treble a lot, it sounds very muffled, because then the tweeters are almost like disabled. But also, like, if you adjust the bass and the mids in the EQ app, it's going to sound completely weird, and I'm not sure why. But this is just an unpacking video, and with the short sound test, of course. But I will also make a video with the EQ and with the AC mode more in detail, so you guys can see why, how that is performing. And of course a comparison to the Bomber. And honestly, with this sound profile, I still prefer the Xiaomi Bomber. It maybe is a little bit muffled and maybe a little bit warm tuned, so it is maybe very clear. But as with the Boombox 2 and now with the Boombox 3, I prefer a little bit warmer sound than this harsh, like ear breaking highs. So yeah, again, it's not a bad speaker, but with this speaker setup, it could be much better. See you guys around.